talking about our last invention as part of this lecture. And so as you guys know, we've covered air compressed brakes and air conditioning, and the last invention we're going to talk about today is the Model T Ford and the assembly line. And so while that is two different inventions, it's kind of all in the same realm of creativity. So as you can see, Model T Ford was invented in 1903, and it was in production from 1903 to 1927. And it's attributed to the company owner, which is Henry Ford. And so many of you might know that this was not the first car that was invented, so why is it a big deal? And that is because it is the first affordable car. So this meant that it wasn't just the high and mighty elite people that could own cars. Now it was open to everybody. And so since everybody could have it, everybody wanted it. And they had to develop a way to mass produce these Model T cars because they were so popular and everybody wanted them. And so that led into the assembly line. And so the assembly line, you guys know what an assembly line is, yes? Okay, so it's basically just where it's a big group of people who all specialize in one task, and they all have to be a part of a bigger group, a big production. So if they're building like a car, then if we were an assembly line, then my specialty might be like putting wheels on the car, and your specialty might be installing a steering wheel, and your specialty would be like putting on windshields. And so we all specialize in one part of the production, and then as a whole, like we can't create it unless we all have each other. And so the assembly line helped streamline production because people specialized in it and they got faster and they got better. And so by being able to just do one job, like while it was repetitive, being able to do that one job over and over, it got the cars produced a lot faster. And so we are going to do a simulation. Woo! Okay, so
my favorite.
Perfect. Okay, so what you're gonna need is just a piece of paper and like a pen or pencil, and you guys are going to be my company. And so I am going to need you to produce something. And so I'll show you in a minute. I'll put an image up here, and I will move so you can actually see it. But I'm going to put an image up here, and you're going to have to replicate it 5 times. And I know that says 10, but it's actually 5. I was a mistake, so. And so you're going to replicate it 5 times as quickly as possible, but it needs to look like the product. So I don't want just garbage on paper or like whatever you can do as fast. It needs to look like the product, but you need to do it quickly. And so you're just going to do it by yourself, and I'm going to time you in the back, and we're going to see how long it takes you guys to do that, okay? So when I flip to the image, you're going to start your simulation. So, and drop 5 of those. So, ready, set, go.
I'm not a good artist.
You guys didn't know this was art class today, did you?
No. I failed art class last semester.
Now is a chance to start again, improve your skills.
Man, I hope the assembly line's faster than I am. hope it looks like a car too.
Each one of mine's getting progressively worse. I think I'd get better, but
Quality decrease right there.
Perspective is so off. I can't even stand it.
this is pretty sad.
Did you finish?
Got one more.
One more? Okay. You guys are doing great.
Literally everyone got worse.
I cannot look at this thing anymore. I'd be fired on your board otherwise.
I don't want to fire you.
Okay, technically I'm done.
Okay, you're done? Alright, let's see what.
I'm on my last one. Okay, I'm done.
Alright, so up here is our range of time. So it took Carly, who finished first, a minute or 3.5 minutes to do her 5 cars. Skylar, it took you about 4 minutes. And so let's see the products. I want to see as your owner, your manager. These are these are great cars. Oh, that I didn't even know that was a car. And those are nice. Oh, I like the one in the middle. He looks like he's smiling. Those are some great the intention, like that Cars movie where they're all talking. I see. Okay, so we have. So, do you guys, can you see each other's? Can you see how different they are? So, if I'm a company owner, and someone comes to me and say, I saw this Model T out driving around, and I want that Model T, and I say, oh, like, okay, but I only have all of what Skylin made for me today. Are people going to be okay with that? Like, it's like driving two separate, like, completely separate cars almost. They're so different, right? So, part of it was, part of the problem of building these were just like, how do we get the product to come out the same every time? Because right now, it's totally different. And then Carly, you made another point too. We were about 2 minutes in, you said, "Oh man, I hope the assembly line is faster than I am right now." And that's another really good point, because it's hard to draw those 5 cars by yourself and switch from task to task and doing everything, and you end up being slow because you have to do so much. So that was another big concern for business owners like Henry Ford, was how slow it was, and that the product quality was just so different for every car. So now we're going to do our simulation again, but this time we are going to make an assembly line. So you guys are going to be in the assembly line, and Skylin, you are going to be doing the, task number 1, and that's going to be the body of the car. So right back here. And Carly, you are going to be doing task number 2, which is the detailing. So you're going to give us the car body and like wheels and kind of the general outline, and you're going to put on like the headlights, the bumper, and the steering wheel, and the handles.
Sweet.
So what you're going to do now is you have to make 10 altogether. So you're going to be making, I will have the same amount of cars now as I did when you guys did it separately, right? Because you both did 5, and now you guys are going to do 10. And this time I'm going to time you, and your goal is to make them look like all 10 cars look the same, and do it as fast as possible, okay? And I'm going to time you and see if we can do it in less time than it took to make our separate cars, all right? So I'm going to put the image up, and then I'm going to start timing you, and it's just going to be the same. So ready, set,
Faster if I just see all the
go.
lines?
Sure.
I'm sorry. This is better than mine.
You guys are at 3 minutes right now.
I think the problem is in the assembly line, we could pass them on one by one. Since we did it all on paper, we'll just fly like the wind.
Done? Can we finish? All right.
These are some snazzy looking cars.
All right. So let's see. I'm gonna write it backwards and see if you can guess. So you took
4 minutes, 30 seconds.
30. Good. 5.
Oh.
5 minutes and 30 seconds. I have done this with 3 separate classes, and you guys are the first whose assembly line has taken longer than your individual line. So this better be good quality products. Let's see.
I don't know. They're very uniform.
They are, and you know what? That is important because before I had all kinds of cars, but these cars are all the same. And while you are now making cars and not, thankfully, in the art business, you have standard uniform cars. So we just solved one really big problem that the assembly line solved, right? Is making these uniform products that were all the same, so people weren't getting angry about, oh, my car has this, my car has different wheels, my car is taller, my car goes way slower, like why? So by creating this assembly line where people specialized in different things, they created a uniform standard product. And normally it goes a lot faster too, but I think you mentioned that if you were able to pass the paper back and forth, you might have had more papers, then you might have been able to just like hand it off like a normal assembly line. So that might be part of it.
We undermined the assembly line.
Yeah.
We're going on strike.
Labor unions is next week. All right, so now we are going to go into a now we're going to be talking about the impact of the assembly line. So